It's our final day of the TCM Weaver Challenge. Day 7, how to substitute single herbs. Let's say you have a patient with a gluten allergy and you need to find a substitute for shao mai. First, we're going to enter that in the search box. Now, look at this icon to the right. I'm going to click it, and this copies what is in my search box. Let's scroll down. Here is shao mai, and we'll open this up. There are two approaches that we're going to review in this video about substituting single herbs. The first approach is when you look at other herbs in the same category. In this case, it's herbs that nourish the heart and calm the spirit. We're pulling that up to the side, and then we're going to go to graph view. We're going to filter for herbs and details, because that's what the category falls under. Now we're going to wander open our category heading. And here are all the herbs in the category. We no longer need the category heading, so I'm going to cross that out. And we are left with the herbs in the category. You can see there's some duyaos within this category. The next thing we're going to do is come up to the search bar, and we're going to clear all of this out. When you want to leave something on either the text workspace or the graph workspace, you don't want to hit the TCM Weaver logo because that will refresh everything, start everything from scratch. But by clearing out the search bar, I can leave whatever I'm working on up in the workspace and then add information to it. We're going to start by entering hashtag flavor. And we're going to pull all of these flavors onto the graph. You can see that some of these flavors are not represented in this category, so we can clear those out. And now I'm going to go back and clear out my search bar again. And just delete everything there. And we're going to repeat this, but this time we're going to use hashtag temp. And again, we're going to pull out all of the items onto the graph. Okay, no hot herbs in this category, so we can clear that out. Now let's just sort this, pull this apart a little. So we can see that shao mai, the herb that we're looking for, let me move it over here, is the only cool and cold herb. So we're not going to find an herb that matches the temperature. However, maybe that's not the most important part of what you need shao mai for. If we come over here, we can see that yehehua and yuanzhi are both warm herbs. So they're not going to be something we want to use. And in addition, shao mai is sweet. Yehehua and yuanzhi are both acrid and bitter. So let's go ahead and clear those off. Swanzalren is the only sour herb. It's sour and sweet. Everything else is a sweet and neutral herb. Now we're going to precautions. Let's see if there are any other gluten herbs on this list. Nope, just shao mai. I'm going to keep that up right now just to remind us that it attaches to cool and cold and sweet. But let's say our patient is pregnant. Let's remove any cautionary or contraindicated herbs. That got rid of swan's outwren. We now have a list of 4 herbs from the same category. They're all sweet, and these are neutral, not cool or cold. So if cooling is not the important part of why you need to substitute this herb, these are 4 herbs that you could possibly use. What you can do is pull the herbs up, pull them up in the sidebar and compare them, or you can go back to text view and they'll be open on the workspace and you can decide if any of them are a good fit. Right now, we're just going to clear this out and head back over to text view, because if none are a good fit, there's still another option. We're going to right click and paste in our original search. This is really handy if you've done a complex search and you want to paste it in a chart to remind yourself of how you chose something for a patient, or maybe you want to iterate on a search, do it multiple times but change things up a little. So the copy icon, that's a neat little feature to know about. This time, we're going to look for indications. We're going to pick out key indications. There are only 3 indications with Xiaomai, but for the purpose of what we're doing, we're going to stay in text view for right now. We're going to leave Xiaomai up here on the workspace. We're going to clear out our search bar. This way we can still see what we're looking for. And we're going to type in irritability and insomnia. Let's say those are the 2 major indications that your patient is presenting with. Now we're going to filter for herbs and we're going to deselect Pauger. Then we're going to come down to energetics. This time we're going to deselect hot, warm, and neutral. So we're maintaining the cool or cold aspect of Xiaomai. We're still looking for that. That brings it down to 11 results. It's getting smaller, but there's more we could do. Let's scroll up here. Xiaomai only goes to the heart channel. So maybe that is also an important part of the substitute herb that you're looking for. So we're going to select heart. Now we've narrowed it down to 7 results. There's one more thing we want to look for. Precautions. We don't want any gluten allergy herbs. And so we deselect that. Looks like Xiaomai was the only one on the list. We're also deselecting any herbs that are cautioned or contraindicated during pregnancy. Once again, we are down to 4 herbs. So you can look at this list, you can pull some out to the side. Maybe you know right off the bat that, Deng Xingxiao is not going to work, so you cross that off. But you can compare and decide if any of these are a good substitute for Xiaomai. This completes the TCM Weaver Challenge. Thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed learning how to use TCM Weaver or the Itsy Bitsy Weaver and are seeing Eastern medicine in a whole new way. You have 5 bonus days to create Instagram posts of either a screenshot of your work or your favorite takeaway for 4 separate videos. Remember to tag at TCM Weaver, put hashtag TCM Weaver Challenge Spiderweb in the caption, and follow @CamwoHerbs to qualify. If you've been following along on the Itsy Bitsy Weaver during the challenge, we invite you to try a free 7-day trial of the full TCM Weaver. Go to tcmweaver.com/welcome to sign up. The full TCM Weaver has over 700 single herbs, over 1,200 herbal formulas, 350 patterns, and over 2,000 indications, including tongue and pulse presentations, so you can find the information you need when you need it and discover the new connections that make all the difference.